Hello and welcome to my level design test overview. I hope you're doing well and I hope you enjoy this video. You will like my ideas, my approach, which I used during the development of this level. You will like it as much as I liked and enjoyed the whole process of this task. It was really interesting, it was challenging, and I hope that everything what has been done by me is fine. So let me quickly introduce you the main topics that we will discuss today. There will be three of them. First of these three topics is the level plot. In this section I will tell you what is the story of the game, or in this case what is the story of the level I'm just come up with, and will also explain why I think it is important to give such details to the player. Yeah, so it will be about I will talk about it in that section a few moments later. The second section is dedicated to the reference gathering. In this section I will show you my concept arts. I will show some pictures of some real places or the places from another video games that has inspired me, that I was looking for during the development of the my level. So it's just some inspiration, some references that I have used, that I have found, and I guess it also will be interesting part of this video. And the final section will be dedicated to the blockout itself. So in that topic I will just tell you my key features, key decisions that has been made by me. Also I will show you some screenshots. I will explain some of the features, why I use this, and why I built my level in such way that I have done it. And yeah, I guess that would be all. So let's just start. And as I mentioned, the first part of this video will be a level plot. So let me introduce you into the story of the level. So the world is divided into two clans that compete among themselves in the race of potions and spells. Your clan is on the verge of discovering a new magical element that will turn the balance of power, and you will be able to defeat your enemy. However, all this time there was a double agent in your clan who at the most crucial moment fulfills his duty to the enemy clan and steals the most important artifact that is necessary to create a new magical element. The road to the capital of the enemy clan is long, but with the help of your recons, you know where the traitor will stop first. This is a dungeon entrance to which is located in one of the caves, which is located on the border of the territory of your clan. Go there and return this artifact. Yeah, so it is a quick story that will introduce player, that will explain him what is going on, what is going in this world, what is the purpose of his being here, what he should do, and why is it important at all. I guess that the fact is that even this kind of simple little plot will help to the player to just feel the world, so to feel this immersion, to feel this his duty, his responsibility, and it will just explain a lot of things. For instance, it will explain things why he should go to, why this artifact is so important. Yeah, why he should go to the cave where will be a lot of enemies and just try to bring this artifact back, just because on this artifact depends the whole, I don't know, like the whole chance of alignment of his nationality. Yeah, because like another clan, if another clan has this artifact, so they could create this invention and just destroy your whole family and your country. So this such a things, they can be really just helpful to the player to to have better immersion with the world, and yeah, I always try to look on these details and use them or add in them if there are no such of these details. And yeah, so after already we know the story of the level, we know the main goal of the level, we know the history, and we know all of the bets. Yeah, bets already done. So now the player moves to the level. But before we move to the blockout, as I mentioned, I just want to tell you a little bit about reference gathering. Before I started designing the level, I needed to be inspired by some similar places that I could display in my level. I was looking for references of different cases, both in real life and from the outdoor video games. Thus, I established for myself that my level can be either confusing and have one exit of different ways, of different paths, or more straightforward things. But an important element that I noticed when I looked for inspiration, and the key difference from the ordinary game locations of like some factories or some buildings, office buildings, yeah, is that caves and like this of dungeons, they was created by the nature, yeah. So the cave can be a multi-level. It can be sometimes with some really narrow spaces. So I just wanted to make sure that I will not build a level which suits for some nice office building, but the level should suit to the atmosphere of the cave, yeah. So it should be low height, it should be narrow, it should be on the different elevations. And yeah, you can see now on the screen some of the pictures, yeah, that I was looking for. So where you can just choose some of the passes. You have some native columns of this cave where a player can hide and use it as its cover. So I also wanted to emphasize that this location is still a dungeon, so artificially created by people. So the further the player advances in the level, the more familiar and open the locations on which the player moves become. At the very end of the level, I decided to make such a large and partly empty location just to make the player feel the scale, feel that he is in the enemy's lair. That his opponents are also working and doing everything to destroy him. I didn't want to devalue the enemy, to present them as if they live in the back streets of a cave in some kind of dirt. On the contrary, the cave is like at the beginning of the level, it's only like their disguise, and then it's the small village. So the cave itself is just like a cover, it's just hiding from another people that hey, it's here just simple cave, maybe okay, someone is living there, but no one knows that like down under this cave, it's a real dungeon, it's small village, it's where like big locations opened and a lot of enemies, a lot of people lived and worked. So you also can see the image which I have inspired of this kind of like big location, yeah, with the small narrow roads just across the whole level that just going down. So yeah, I just really like this location and I wanted to use it, and as you can see in the level itself, in my blockout, I use it and created such the open space, but still it is like the linear type of game, so player cannot move out of this corridors, yeah, but he feels a little bit another setting. So yeah, if you already started to talk about the blockout, and I already show you some of the pictures, so yeah, let's move to the most important and interesting section. Here you can see firstly my map that I created with Photoshop. It's already like not the first sketch, but it's already prepared as a presentation sketch. But yeah, I had different parts of prototyping this level. Firstly, I just used my copybook and just tried to paint the level by myself. Then I just moved to the Photoshop, and after I had already some first shapes of the level, I just started to create it in the Unity and starting to block it out. So let me tell you a little bit more what the decision, what our decision were, and other features of my level. So firstly, let's start from the enemies. I divided them into the two categories, the ordinary and the difficult enemies. Their main difference would be the amount of their health and their danger to the player. But why do we need different type of enemies at all? Yeah. Firstly, it would be boring, just because you just have a lot of simple bots. It just at some point will be boring to the player. But secondly, in this way, I decided to use an RPG element in the game. The task description that I received from you stated that it was supposed to be RPG style game, and I came up with two character types to player just to choose and just to make a row of them. The first character would be a light version. Its feature would be the ability to crouch very low. They'll be making its way into some alternative paths that would allow you to bypass opponents in the back and attack them by surprise. However, with the choice of this light character, the player would have either weapon, so some of the enemies would be harder to kill, and that's about like that purple type of enemies, about the difficult one. The second type of a character would be some kind of tank. He would easily deal with both red and purple opponents, but he would have to go through all the most open areas without possibility of bypassing them from the side. Thus, I introduced two different styles of gameplay, and each player can choose for himself how exactly he wants to complete the level. If we talk about replayability of the level, then in order to even more involve the player in my level, I specifically made two possible paths to the final location. So the player can go through the same level in the several ways, and they'll be just getting different emotions. This will significantly increase the replayability of the level, which cannot be affect the player, which cannot not to affect the player's satisfaction, because if the player really likes some mission, I mean, like she just likes its plot, so and he just want to play it one more time, so I am as a designer giving him opportunity. Okay, you have the same plot, but you can choose another style of path in this level, and I'm sure the players will just appreciate it, and it will be it will make them happier much more than they just playing the same level with the same enemies, the same type of the gameplay. So yeah, this also just giving more opportunities and giving more ways to play this level. So yeah, I think that's a good choice for this kind of games, and moreover RPG with RPG element. Yeah, so the player can play the level with the different characters and just feel that he's playing the level on the different character. Yeah, so the level changes. So let's move on. As a designer, I need to control the development of the level's intensity and difficulty, and in this case I have decided to use the technique of constantly increasing intensity with frequent breakdowns for the player. The increase in difficulty was created by developing more open spaces, as a result of which player is under more fire from the enemy, as well as the placing more like harder enemies in the locations further during the progress of the level. So in this case I just controlling the player from the beginning of the level and into the end. He just constantly have like some significant increasing of intensity with some breakdowns, of course, to make to give the opportunity for player to just to have some rest. Yeah, but the main difficulty is always increasing. And as I already noticed, it was important for me to emphasize the place where the player is located. So you can often find some non-standard shapes of figures, no standard wall angles that would create the atmosphere of cave. It's in even walls, nature, rock columns, and etc. An important element of the blockout is the use of different levels at which enemies can be placed. The player himself begins his journey from the fact that he goes down. Yeah, so he's already started to moving down through the cave and just going deeper, deeper, and deeper. By the way, in the order of the player to enjoy that he's moving and he just proceeding through the level, I specifically made the start of the mission over one of the corridors of the level, along which the player will pass later. The fact is that when the player first goes down on the stairs from the spawn point and just moving through the cave for the first minutes, he may not even pay attention, and he shouldn't in principle understand which corridor he is passing over. But a little bit later, as he moves through the level, the player being in this corridor seen the stairs, and he will just remember that the time in the beginning of the level he descended along it, and in order to get to this corridor he had to go throughout the rooms, through the enemies, and thus now he can enjoy like this progression of the level. Yeah, so now he just okay, I already passed some part of the level, and yeah, I remember this location, so it's nice to feel. It's a simple and like easy psychological technique, but it's really effective, and I'm sure you can also remember some kind of features that some games used. Yeah, so it was one of the interesting and key features of my design. And let's move to another one. It's about that further in the level, when we just already progressed, I played with the level elevation more than once, and placing opponents either on the same level with the player or just on the higher levels. And of course I try to in this way, I try to emphasize the player's progress by going deeper and deeper, as I already mentioned. Yeah, so he started the highest point, and at the very beginning he already moves down. He just moved through some location, moved with some gameplay, going through the level. Then he just moving down, deeper. So it's also kind of the progress. Yeah, so player can feel that he's moving, and I guess it's important thing that to let the player know on the psychological, on the mental level, that hey, you're doing good. You're feeling that you're not staying in the same place, but you're moving forward. So yeah, level elevation was also one of the key features of my design. And another important element of my design is using non-straight angles to point the player in the right direction. For instance, the player is at exit from the first location, and there are two turns, left and right, in front of him. I deliberately made the turn to the right more open, so that the player mentally sees a little bit more space in this corner, yeah, on this turn. And on the mentally he feeling already more safely, because he just has more of information, in case of a left turn, yeah, when he just had straight corner and like he just don't see anything like by this wall. And on the opposite, on the right corner, he already see a little bit more, so it's just more open space, and it will indicate him and navigate him to move in this direction, because he already know, oh, okay, I already know that at least there are no enemies, yeah, I don't know about the left side. So he just really preferred to check firstly right side, and then I just really put the enemies. So, and then he just really even don't think that am I going in the right direction. No, he just seeing that yeah, he's going in the right direction, because the game goes there, so he just follow the game. Another feature is that as a designer, I'm not afraid to get the player a little bit lost in the level. Of course, I had to strictly control such moments and make them like extremely intentional and short. In short, I mean that the time spent by the player on my trap or like some dead end that I made for him should be small, and most importantly, that it should be paid for the player. I wanted the player to not be afraid to explore my level, not to be afraid to explore some different corners of my map, and I always know that he can be rewarded for his desire to explore. To do this, I designed such mechanics as collectibles. It can be anything. It can be extra ammo, it can be a first aid kit, or it can be some special cards for the Steam's achievement. The most important thing is that the player is rewarded for stepping away from the main mission line, and he just taking time to just explore, and he just can feel that, oh, okay, I can explore, maybe I will find something, yeah. So I created specifically some locations that don't provide to anything further in the level, but they're just going at the exploration part of the map, and in that particular places the player can find something interesting for himself. So yeah, and basically that's all that I wanted to show you here in my level. So thank you very much for the attention. I really hope that you liked my level, that you appreciated my approach, and you just feeling the immersion of the level during the playing, yeah, on my build, and you just also enjoyed my way of thinking, my argumentation, how I try to defend my ideas, yeah, how I explain my ideas, why I choose this approach, or why I did this in that way and this in that way. Also, I just hope that you're all doing great and you will just enjoy the level as this video. And thank you one more time for your time that you spent, that you watched this video. And yeah, that's all from me. I will just really appreciate and will be thankful, and will be waiting for your feedback. I'm really interested in what you're thinking about it. So yeah, have a great day. Thank you very much and see you. Bye.